Hey there team. So this is a 3v3. It's again one of the matches Gervais sent me. 3v3s are a lot more sort of up my street, I think, than free-for-alls. I much prefer sort of playing in them, and I really enjoy casting a free-for-all, of course, but it's I think it's generally when you get a team fight, you can see a lot more interesting sort of tactics getting employed. Free-for-alls it's always cool to see the backstabbing, but no, that's my main draw, free-for-alls. He's playing as Mirkwood today, which is definitely my favourite elven faction. I just enjoy Mirkwood. I love the aesthetic of them, and I just enjoy having absolute archer supremacy on the battlefield. The only people that can really beat you with that is Lothlorien, and they struggle to do it. We've got the Hiri Peng on the left here, and up the front, some of these Woodland Realm Patrol. Nice and hidden. Well, of course, their stakes are going to give away their position, but they're competent in melee as well, which every elf is, but the Woodland Realm Patrol are quite something. Then the Hirioth here, mixed in with some Spears of Endure and some more Hirioth. That's sort of the front line. You're always going to get a very small front line with Mirkwood, with most elves. And then some Hiri Peng here, and some Hiriek, and the Eldar Council. Is there an Eldar Council on that side? There is. It's always good to see. And the Elders of the Elven King. They're looking very silver today. Have they received an armor upgrade? I don't know, I think that's how they always look. I guess I'm just not used to looking at them in this quality. When I look at them on the battlefield, they're always going to be a bit smudgy. And then the Ents there and the Wardens in the back. So those Ents would have cost a fair bit of money, taking away a lot of his infantry that he could have brought, but you know, we'll see if he can use them well. And then, of course, as I say, the Wardens are exceptional in melee, as are they as archers. And then he's got some huntsmen over here hiding in these forests. Now you'd see this army, and genuinely, I would expect that's a full army. I would be very surprised when these guys come bounding out of the forest. So hopefully he's able to have the patience until the right moment. His ally here, Erebor. There's a nice alliance between Erebor and Mirkwood. It's good to see them on the field together. We've got the Ironfoot Wargoat Chariot. I have yet to use this weapon. I love this. I love the dwarves have steps on the backs of their chariots just to hoist them up. I've never noticed that before. That's cool. He will have a much more sturdy front line than Mirkwood with his halberdiers, the Ironfoot Halberdiers. Some Ironfoot crossbows there, some more Ironfoot Halberdiers, and some more crossbows and some halberdiers. That's cool. It's kind of like a little patchwork thing going on. Then some Ironfoot warriors in behind them. Erebor legionnaires, being the sort of powerful third line there, and then Ironfoot spears watching the back for Cav, and just with this sort of formation, you can do some kind of cool things. Just immediately form up into a shield wall and push right on through. But Obsidian Guard on the left, and that's about that. No extensive use of the Erebor elites today from Bepis King. So that's pretty good. You usually see a lot of the newer players will spam the elite units for Erebor, but he's not done so today. And hopefully those chariots will be able to pay themselves off. We've got the Gondorians here as well, so the Pelgar Marines in the back, alongside these Penethgelen cavalry. I love their very wide spearheads. No, that's sort of a lie. I used to always go for the Penethgelen cav over the Gondorian cav, but now I'm kind of off another mind when I play Gondor. I don't really rely on my cav too much, and I will usually take the Gondorian cav just to counter enemy cav. So hopefully he'll be able to pull off some good charges with these two units. They're pretty damn good cav. So Lancers, of course. Another 2 units. 2 units Pelgar Marines. He was not finished setting up, and a nice bunched up formation here. What has he got? Fountain Guard mixed in with Citadel Guard. That is one of the beefiest front lines you can form in Reforged. And then even here, oh no, this is sort of Gondorian infantry, but heavily armed. 1 armor upgrade for those Gondorian infantry mixed in with that Fountain Guard. So that's all the way along the line. Well, of course not Fountain Guard all the way along the line. Changes to these guards of Osgiliath. And more Fountain Guard. Wow, okay. Paul has spent a lot of money on that front line. Let's hope the enemy doesn't have rangers or something like that. They can just sort of start to whittle away at them. The Gondorian armor will hold out to rangers quite well. The Veterans of Osgiliath here with an armor upgrade. I never really go for the Veterans of Osgiliath, so I'll be watching them. Hopefully they will prove me wrong. I love their aesthetic, especially with an armor upgrade. I think it makes them look a lot better. He's got Ballista here. Talk about the Ballista a lot. See it all the time nowadays. I think it's a solid pick. And some Gondor Militia Archers. So that's definitely where he's cheaped out on here. With his archers, because Nimlothian Honor Guard there as well. They're probably going to be moving into the formation. That's where he's got his general. That's where I put my general. I see everybody do that. No, I think it's a pretty good pick. So he's definitely cheap. He's not really got much elite infantry with the exception of the Nimlothians, and also his archers. The Veterans of Gileath are great, but he's going to be relying on that Ballista to kind of gain him range supremacy. We'll see how this goes, but if he can make the enemy clash with his front line, the game's won. There's nothing that can really break that, and it's quite wide, so it's tough to get around. We'll see. He's jam-packed close together. We'll see how that turns out. Hopefully the enemy doesn't have like artillery or something that can just do some great damage to them right at the start. Looks like Erebor is kind of going right in the center. We've got Captain Gervais kind of being his own man over there, and Gondor deploying quite close. I will usually always deploy close to my ally, for two main reasons. One, I find it more fun to deploy next to my ally. I like to fight around my allies, and also to it's better. I usually find you can usually make the enemy make mistakes if you're fighting next to your ally, you know, and you can kind of fight each other's enemy without them expecting it sometimes. But we'll see how it goes. Alright, Arm is still sorry, not Arm, his clan. Paul is still setting up here actually. I thought he was finished, but kind of strange. But I guess he wants the cav to sort of run out right at the start and spread. This is actually the same map that the previous battle was on, but we'll of course see it in a totally different way this time. The last it was fighting over on this corner and a bit on this hill, whereas now it will be out in the open fields here. It's always a bit cheeky when this is just a fair fight to deploy on top of this hill. Some people do it, but you know, it's what can happen is one player deploys on top of this hill and you destroy his allies and then take him on at the end. Which is often a good strategy, or make him have to run down from the hill to support his allies. But no, we'll see what the enemies have, but this is a totally good faction, well, totally good side here, so it'd be nice if some of them are evil. I'll bump it up to 6, I thought we'd be quite close to the end. I'm going to try and put out a video every day this weekend, just see what, oh, there we go, good. Weekends are always my busiest time, of course. Well, busiest time as in when I sort of tend to get the most views. See, this was what I was worried about. Rune is, and that's Paladin, oh cool. Rune is the only real faction that could punish this with a very obvious tool, which is the Dragon's Breath Cannon. So, if I didn't, now that I've not seen that, that makes me feel a lot less stressed, because if there was one Dragon's Breath Cannon here just coming right on in, and that's why he has the Ballista. Just to try and counter that right off the bat. But now that he doesn't have to worry about that, he can just open fire on whatever he wants with the Ballista. He's got his Eastron Hunters out front here. Eastron Crossbows backing them up, cool. And then a nice Gamp Rim line. Gamp Rim mixed in with Flag Rim, so that's gonna actually be pretty competent at going toe to toe with the front line. My money's still on Gondor, to be honest, just because of the Fountain Guard. But no, that won't be fun to fight. Scion Rim there, and some Dragon Knights. He's got in the centre of the Camel's Chosen, looks like a general position. No general with you today. So that's strange. Why are the flag bearers and such right in the centre of that position? Alright. General is with the no he's not. Oh yes he is, sorry, he's with the Camel's Dragon Knights. Damn, he looks scary, doesn't he? And actually, wait, no, that's not the general. General's here. Sorry, he's with the. No, he's not. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I think Camel's Dragon Knights are, of course, just led by the Camel, so that's why he's there. This is the general. There we go. Third time lucky. in with the Dragon's Wrath Warlords. Yeah, and the Silent Rim on the left. Nice and packed up on the left, nice and spread out on the right. Then we have Cardlin here by Waffles. Lots of the arm today. Is the last ally too? No, M1 Breakout. So, no, we got Waffles here. With his Dunedain Commanders. I don't use Dunedain Commanders myself. They just don't fit in with my strategy, that's all. Good units though. Menheriath Spears and some Tharbad Warhammers. Greenway Garrison Spears. I'll move along the front line actually. Greenway Garrison Spears mixed in with Greenway Garrison Footmen. You'll see this a lot with Cardlin. They look so great mixed in together. Exact same uniform, exact same helmets. It's just a nice formation to make. I don't do it though. I just don't trust the Greenway Garrison Spears. It's not that I don't trust them. I prefer alternatives. The Wardens of Tir Gorthad there. And yep, same again on the far side. That stretches very wide though. That's, you know, when you saw the width of the Gondor front line and then you see the width of the Cardlin front line, Cardlin can just do that. They can just dominate the battlefield with their militia, not lances, their militia pikes and spears. Menheriath Spears there and some mercenary guildsmen on the side. He's got at the back, yep, I always do this, Menheriath Sharpshooters, and Minotaur Roman Gatekeepers. Just a solid choice. Got some archers out front though. Menheriath Archers, nice. 2 units off them, cool, so that's not cheap. And they're decent enough in melee, not great. And the Royal Court of House Thorondor. I will always just, I love the look of them. I love the helmets, I love the sort of slight colour on their, yeah, it's just great. Lovely looking unit, one of my favourites I think. And Mercenary Guildsmen too, so I don't use them, but I really should try. M1 Breakout here, bring it Dale. Earls of Dale, I enjoy that unit a lot. Dalian Cav. Dale's not got much Cav, but the Cav they have are decent enough, you know. As long as you look after them. But Lake Town Infantry, I talked about in my last battle how I'm not really that bothered about hybrid infantry units. So I wouldn't really take them myself. But out in front like that with a shield, they can take a bit of a beating. Then the Dalian Spears behind them, keeping them safe from any Cav charges. Bardian Marksmen right behind them. Some Dalian Bows. Wow, this is a long bow line. Dalian Cav on that side, Earls of Dale there. And we're seeing a Royal Guard unit there too. Then Dismounted Earls of Dale, a Ballista, and another Dismounted Earls of Dale. Crap, okay. Interesting. We'll go up into normal speed right now, but Mirkwood up against some of the Mirkwood, who is, you know, as I said, the second best elven archer, second best archer unit in the game, archer faction in the game, up against the best human archers in the game. My money's still on Mirkwood, just because of the absolute amazing accuracy of the Mirkwood archers. They are fantastic at countering enemy archers, I've found. And I tried to outshoot them with Dorwinian in a recent battle. I got my ass handed to me. So we'll see though. Hopefully M1 Breakout can do it. That'll be quite interesting. And he's got the Cav here, and of course those Earls of Dale will be able to go toe to toe with the Huntsman, and that'd be quite nice. Menheriath Archers moving up forward, engaging already with the front line of Erebor. Heavily armoured boys. These halberdiers, of course, don't have shields, so they'll hurt from it, but generally, Erebor armour, you're not going to be crying over that. They're much more worried about the crossbowmen. So, over here though, this Ballista is opening fire. He'll be chuffed to bits that he doesn't have to really target anything with it, so he can just switch over to fire ammo and just start ploughing into that front line, which has had to spread out. Now the issue with a Ballista and spreading out when you get fired up with a Ballista is a Ballista just goes in a straight line. So even when you spread out like this, it can just, if it finds a nice arc, it can just plough right down that main line. Oh, he's going for the Cav anyway, that's a good target. Yeah. And having just that artillery advantage means he can just wait and do this and just blitz into these elite units and really not so much even the playing field, but tilt it in his favour. I'm seeing a blue mark there, then I've missed something. So let's go and see what's going on. Oh, these poor chariots. Again, it's Saw this in the last battle, people using chariots for their ranged power, and I just don't get it myself. Like, yes, they've got range, you know, yes they can shoot, and we're seeing these royal court drop, but it's just not worth it. It's not worth it at all, especially when you get sharpshooters rattling into you. I would have held these guys back myself until what we got actually. Oh, there's an engagement. So, hey, moving them up forward has taken the attention, took my attention, so you know, might have taken Waffles' attention for a bit while the warriors have closed the distance. Now, while those crossbows are falling back, you need to take ground. Bebis needs to be rushing forward right now, because yeah, like this is time that is spent with while you're not getting shot at. Look, these Dunedain commanders not got the best charge in the world, but you know, they'll mix it up with these guys and just keep them safe. The warriors are continuing to charge forward now, but there's just not a movement from the rest of his army, and I worry about that. What we got going on here? No engagement yet. Reloading from the Woodland Realm Patrol, so they're about to fire. The shields will help the Lake Town infantry a bit, but still it's going to be painful there. Are we seeing men drop here? It's tough to see because of the rain. Yeah, oh right, yeah, we've got a lot of corpses. Just the accuracy of those guys, and these are not even the best. The Hiri Peng haven't even started firing yet. When the Hiri Peng start firing, you will see people drop. You will see these archers get eviscerated, and I worry. I think M1 Breakout's maybe gone too archer heavy here, and yeah, I think once all of his archers are dead, the Hiri Peng have opened fire here up against these Dalian bows. Dale's not bad in the skirmish because, as I say, most of their archers have shields on their back, but there's a difference between skirmishing against men and orcs and anything else and skirmishing against elves. One of the best charging units in the game here, one of the best lancers in the game here, the Royal Court of House Throndor. So they've gotten them mucking about. Stakes there he's got to be careful of, but those Ironfoot warriors can take charges, and you know, he'll just be able to wipe out that number, and that'll be very upsetting for Bebis. Bebis hasn't really pushed forward as hard as I expected them to. That's fine, but I worry, you know, like these Ironfoot warriors are just going to get cut to pieces up here, and they're not really going to get too much for it, that loss. Dunedain commanders here chasing these guys down. Yeah, so it's scary. Cardlin's got a reputation of being scared, but yeah. Eastern Hunter's not engaging right now. I think, yeah, by this point, the Ballista's just used up too much of his ammo to worry about trying to charge in there. Paladin's doing the right thing right now about just letting it use up the rest of his ammo. I'd be tempted to maybe get my cav, or get a portion of my cav over here to support my allies, but you know, that's what I like to do when I'm not being pressured. Look at all these corpses. These are good, expensive men that have just been used as fodder. Now, of course, Mirkwood will be expending a lot of arrows here, and M1 Breakout is definitely going for the let them use up all of their arrows, then they've got to charge at us, and then we'll just wipe them out with our cav. I think that's generally what he's doing, and his earls, and his dismounted earls, but I don't know, what scares me. We're seeing a lot of these guys dropping, of course, and that's always sad, but because each one of these men is important in melee at the end of it all. But there's just so, you know, the death discrepancy is just so much. We're at 6 to 7 though, and I think a lot of that is because of these Erebor warriors that have just. Oh, that's a good push. Well done. They're gonna get scared, and they're gonna get charged in the back by the Tharbad, but they busted that line in half. And a lot of those Tharbad wardens of Tharbad, sorry, wardens of Tir and Gorthad. Tharbad Warhammer, sorry, confused me. Oh, he needs to punish this. He needs to kill lots of them. Where is your cav? Because I worry this unit might return. No, it's gone. Yeah, no, he's fine. That's 2 different units. Oh god. Yeah. Bebis needs to use his crossbows well here. That's the only way he can sort of be sorting this situation out. To us, I think his front line. Oh, and even these halberdiers. These halberdiers are just the Greenway Garrison guys aren't relying on their armor anyway. You know, they're a numbers focused force, so the halberdiers are not going to be too great. He's going to be wanting, you know, he would have definitely liked to have some pikes. I'm surprised these wargoats aren't getting fired upon, but they're dealing some kills, as you can see. But the sharpshooters have moved up. I think they're about to rattle into them. How's the push going here, or well, the engagement? I do love a skirmish fight. I do find it to be a really enjoyable part of the stage of the engagement, but it's never fun to skirmish with elves. Clearly, though, he's kind of Gervais might be running low on ammo here. These more depleted units in the center will have ammo for days, and then you've got units like the Elders of the Elven King still. Making them use up their ammo though is good, but they're using their ammo up against the Bardian Marksman though. So, crap. He's got his Royal Guard somewhere, but he doesn't want to expose the Royal Guard to this fire. Where are the Royal Guard? Can't even see them. They might be up on the left side there. But yeah, to be honest, what M1 might be trying to do here is just use up the ammo, and then he is free to maybe attack with his cav as well. He doesn't just have to force an enemy engagement. But the Elder Council are going to be scary about that. You know, we'll see though. What's this? Why is there a running engagement here? No, they're just routing. They're not coming back. I'd be tempted to just chase them down with my cav there. Oh, big movement. Look at all these corpses. It wasn't you know, men have died here. A lot of Greenway guys have died in that point. So crossbow to crossbow, my money is definitely on Cardlin here, just because of the additional numbers. And these crossbows are going to be right in front of the halberds. That's not good. Like I wouldn't be shooting at the Ironfoot crossbows. I wouldn't care about them. I'd be going for these halberdiers, which it looks kind of like what he's doing. But even if he goes for some of the crossbows, a lot of those shots are going to go up and over and right into those Ironfoot crossbows. So Gondor militia archers there. These guys just stared each other down. Paul and Paladin are happy enough, just waiting. Where's that ballista? Has he used up his ammo? I would have thought so by now. I don't know. Is it moved? I don't know. Perhaps you can't hide artillery pieces, surely. It's not hiding in the forests. But yeah, still though, once the actual skirmish engagement starts, Paladin has the superiority, just because he's got all of these hunters that can kind of just take the fire off the Gondor militia archers, and then he's got the crossbows that are actually going to do the damage. Those militia archers for Gondor are not going to damage that heavily armored front line. Bepis King is falling back. I don't think that's a bad idea. Right now, I think you're generally kind of relying on, not so much relying, but Mirkwood winning this skirmish engagement will really benefit you, because then you can kind of bounce off that. You've got to remember that this is not 3 individual 1v1s. You know, as I mention this in every damn battle, but like, it is so important to keep in mind, like, yes, you have your friends here. You're not, just because you lose, whoa, sorry buddy. Just because you lose your engagement doesn't mean the battle's actually lost. That was an Elven King. Sorry, an Elder of the Elven King. Arrow coming in there that threw him into the air. Dalian Royal Guard are coming on forward now. They don't have shields. They've got amazing armor. They don't have shields. So I'm just scared about the Elders of the Elven King right now. All of these Dalian bowmen just dead. Hopefully, yep, he's still got the units left. That's the important thing. If he still has the units, then they still have all of their ammo. So it doesn't matter how many are left. You control. If you still have ammunition, you've won the skirmish engagement. That's kind of part of it. See, I wouldn't do this. The Elders of the Elven King still have ammo, and those Dalian Royal Guard are exactly the target that they want to go for. I know he wants to respond. He wants to maybe get the first volley against these Elders, but Elders will win that fight. What have we got here? Yeah, no, like just a falling back. Yeah, Bepis is doing the right thing. I think he's lost the skirmish engagement. So when you lose the skirmish engagement, you generally have two options. Oh, the ballista is still going, as you can see. You generally have two options. I think you can either go for a charge, which he's missed that opportunity, or you can fall back, and he's falling back. which is going to give Cardland so much ground. And the issue is, but as long as they don't end up like forming up on your allies' flank, you know, you're still doing your part. I forgot Dale had that ballista. Yeah, that's pretty good. If Dale can get some shots into like the, I'd be going for the Ents, dude. Yeah, dude. Like, sure, killing these guys is nice, but if you can get a good shot, you know, even killing like 2 or 3 Ents, a ballista is just perfect for that nowadays. Because the Ents are really gonna be. I think right now, to be honest, if Captain Gervais wanted to, he could advance and swamp Dale. I think if he was so inclined, and the Ents would be a big part of that, because there's nothing in Dale's infantry roster right now that can actually go toe to toe with them. So if Dale could just target those Ents with his ballista, then that shuts that down. That tool just can't be used. Oh, crossbows here. Guardians, has he gone for an armor upgrade? No, he hasn't. Again, this is one of those things where I think it looks better without an armor upgrade, but I always will give it to them. I like their helmets. I always think that looks kind of goofy in a lot of... oh, sorry, I know they've got different helmets, but I know, like, I'm looking at, like, this guy's kind of... I don't know what that style's called. I think it looks goofy in a lot of settings, but I think these guys look really cool with it. Gondor Militia Archer. Ah, okay, cool. So, not Paladin, sorry, Paul is moving over. And this is where you start, because Erebor's moved back, so... what's that ballista doing? That ballista could get a great shot on these guys before they get to form. Because he won't be paying attention to this. If you could come right on through those spears and right into those Tharbad Warhammers. Perfect. I probably wouldn't risk it, I'd just go straight with Tharbad Warhammers. Because it's tempting to go right for the big blob of infantry, but to be honest, I think if you could just kill 10, 20 of those Tharbad Warhammers, that's the same as killing like 50 of these guys. More than that even. What have we got here? Stealth skirmishing. It takes a while to do it. I'll go back to 1 speed, sorry. It takes a while to do a good skirmish engagement, and to be honest, Dale's done well. So, Harry Peng are out of ammo, those woodland guys are hiding. They're out. Elders still have a shot or two. Those elders will be going into the Royal Guard down. Yeah, you're seeing a few of them getting dropped, getting thrown around. But Dale's still got ammo, he's still got a lot of shots left, and he's still got his ballista. Why are you going for them? Save it for the ends, dude. And Won'tbreaka has done this. I thought he would be massacred, I really did. But he's done this not too bad. It is, you know, Dale is of course the best archers of mankind, so what are we going for? Can't tell if it's I think it's the Cav he's going for. I would go for the Tharbad Warhammers. The Cav there, I just don't think, I'm not too worried about the Dunedain commanders right now. I'd be going for the Tharbad Warhammers, just because you don't have elite infantry to really go toe to toe with them, and those Tharbad Warhammers will crack both Gondorian armor and Erebor armor. Both of those factions rely so much on their exceptional armor. So getting rid of the Tharbad Warhammers is an amazing sort of thing. Now, if it was the Royal Court, that's a different story. I would definitely want to shoot the Royal Court with a ballista, but I know he's going for the Wardens here. Again, not a bad idea. I don't know. I just think no matter what, the frontline fight is lost here. We just don't have enough men. The dwarves just don't have enough soldiers to have a good frontline engagement. Oh, those Bardian marksmen have advanced really deep. And they're not going to be able to outrun those woodland patrol. And that might be it. If they kill like 10 of them, they're gone. They're routing. That was a good catch from Gervais. I think when the enemy is like out of ammunition, I don't know why he did that. I just advance altogether. Like, the enemy's not got anything to destroy you. So like, yeah, having them guys all the way out there by themselves was a goof, I think. Bardian marksmen are good in melee, but they were outnumbered 2 to 1. Like, you're seeing, they're racking up kills here, but like being outnumbered 2 to 1 with Woodland Realm Patrol, you've got to be quite something to beat that. More Woodland Rail Patrol advancing forward here. Nice lightly armoured guys, no shields. You'd be wanting to maybe give a volley to these guys and a few of them will be dropping. But this is just... If you can efficiently deal with these two little attacks, then that's just some skilled infantry that Mirkwood's not going to have when they actually do a push. Coming up against the elders here with that ballista, it's going to hurt them. But as I say, the Ents. I know you've got to push deeper to get to the Ents, but the enemy don't have archers. What do we have going on here? Looks like a push now, yeah. So it really is now or never. Like he's just lost the range engagement, so he needs to go for this. Now the dwarves, Khazad-dûm, with their like slightly better morale, you can really throw them on in. Erebor is good morale, but you know, I think this might be beyond them. Yeah, like right into the front of a phalanx. I would have considered these guys in shield wall just so you can bust right through. I know that's a lot of mass there, but the cav charge. Yeah, they're routing. Damn it! Lots of scary guys here. The Loke Innis Rim, they're lancers. They're not counter cav, but Penethgillen aren't counter cav. Oh god, this is an overwhelming amount of cav coming in here. Well, it's not that it's overwhelming, it's that the quality is just fantastic. And if Paladin follows this up nicely, right? No, he's getting the archers back. He's had to sacrifice a unit of Penethgillen for a quick charge there. Oh no, by sacrifice, they did good if they get out of that with 40 men. Engagement. Oh wow, that was a good one. That was a very good one. The ballista is growing on me, big time. Ballista is really growing on me as a weapon here. Lots of these Dragon's Wrath warlords there. He's trying to get it out, and I think he's going to make it with those Penethgillen. I would not be trying to. You've got the cav here. You can stop that. Yeah, that's a good grab from Paul. He should have not been able to get that back. So this Dalian cav now is moved over here. I'm actually going to slow down because things are getting pretty intense quite quick. The Dalian cav has come round to sort of just bite away at the dwarves, which I think is definitely a good idea, just to help wipe out the centre of this army as quickly as possible. Because still, if he doesn't want to advance into the jaws of Mirkwood, as I've said before, Mirkwood just has superior infantry to him right now. The Ents are swarming on over, and we did see a quick engagement between the Earls of Dale and the Huntsmen. That would be quite a battle, to be honest. Both units are quite capable at dealing with each other. I think... it's hard to say. I would probably still say the Huntsmen would take it, but I wouldn't be sure. Would not be sure about that one. If the Huntsmen got off a charge, yeah, definitely. We've got the Minotaur Roman Guardians here, out of ammo. Shows you just how much damage they've definitely emptied onto the dwarves, but they've got their big old halberds, so they won't be fun to deal with, and it'll be quite a cautious advance from the Huntsmen. The Ents are going to be throwing themselves on in. The Huntsmen are just there to make sure the Ents don't get charged, I think. The dwarves are really... I'm going to actually zoom in, that'll be really helpful. Yeah, the dwarves, you can see, we do have some holdouts. It's tough because everybody's so well armoured to actually see who's who, but the Ironfoot warriors here are just getting pushed back. Oh, there are some surviving warriors, yeah. The halberdiers don't really have the range to put up against these pikes, and even though the pikes are lacking any sort of armor piercing, those halberdiers are just so badly outnumbered that it doesn't really matter. Erebor legionnaires are going to be holding themselves quite nicely until those wardens start jabbing away at them, but further along the line is a bit more organised. And the Obsidian Guard are in this section here, so this is where the Tharbad Warhammers need to be throwing themselves in. But they've been taking a beating, and I think they're actually over. I see them there. I'm spotting the Plague Doctor. We've got the... Actually, oh right, okay, so the left flank, the dwarves are actually carrying things quite nicely. These Minhariath archers still have a lot of bow fire to throw out. And the Mercenary Guildsmen? Where did they get off to? I saw them pop up for a second, but no. Don't know where they are. Further away along the line. Yeah, Cardinal is kind of struggling there. But Tharbad Warhammers managed to slip around and they've engaged these halberdiers, along with some sharpshooters who are also armor piercing. As soon as that's done, they're going to be able to come in and just break the back of this formation. And it's already turning against them, to be honest, because of that charge of the Royal Court. Now, these are the Mercenary Guildsmen. Armor upgrade, solid choice. If nothing else, just for the aesthetics. They look so much better with it. And those Mercenary Guildsmen up against the Highborns, they'll tie them in place for a while, and the armor piercing will allow them to do a good bit of damage. But even just keeping them there, the absolute cav dominance right now that the red team have will really benefit them. Minheria's, spearmen there, getting all the way around. They're controlling the center here. Paladin has fully engaged this Gondorian front line. And as I said, you're seeing where the actual front line is happening, Gondor is dominating. Even the Gamp Rim can't really deal with this, and the Gamp Rim are one of the more sort of capable units for this, but no, Paul's definitely holding the front line incredibly well. But there's nothing to counter these Dragon Knights now. These Dragon Knights could get around and just slam themselves into the back. And yes, they're Citadel Guard and they're Fountain Guard. They'll jab away at them in return, but the charge will be glorious. There will be some serious damage being done here though by Paladin's crossbows. You're seeing these corpses just lining along the front. To be honest though, if I was Paladin, I'd maybe slow up a bit, just because you've got the freedom to move around. You know, the Scion Rim are doing that, the Cav are doing that, just engaging the back line here. This ballista that was able to escape, I don't think it was able to get any more shots off before it's been engaged though. And Penethgil and Cav, great for charging, but there's just too much enemy cavalry on the field that can just destroy them. Nemothi Honor Guard, they can mince some cav if they need to, but definitely beat the Scion Rim in a fight. What are we at here? 46 for 44. Although, my money would be on the red team right now. It's a lot closer than you think. We've got a serious engagement here with the Elders of the Elven King, well, with Mirkwood as a whole. Swamping forward, the Ents have decided to come over this way. The Lake Town Infantry are breaking. There's nothing they can do to hold that swarm back. Spearmen there, they'll hold them in place for a bit. The Earls of Dale, very nice, beefed up, but they're already wavering. There's still 90 of them left in that unit. Over on this side, they're shaken. Again, 90 of them. All the way along the line. There's not a single point where the red team, where Dale is sort of in control. Oh, good. We've had some Selduin River Patrol pop up. Definitely going to be mincing some of these wardens and some of their other javelin opponents here with the Eldar Council. But Eldar Council are responding. Where are they going to? Sildar, no. Go to the front line. Go to the backs of these guys. Yeah.
They have lost half their men.
But no, the wardens will be able to do some good work. To be honest, I'd probably maybe charge the wardens into the fight with these guys. If they run away, then at least they're not firing for a while. Good charge into the back here, but Earls of Dale have a pathetic charge. As much as I love them as units, their charge is 2. And you can still do damage with that, but it's not much. Huntsmen have managed to do some good work, but they just received a charge from the Dalian Cav. These Dalian Cav need to start charging the main line. Minotaur Roman Guardians coming up, or no, Gatekeepers now. They're coming up to do some good work here. I'd be tempted to maybe get them into the back of that line though, instead of moving around to engage here. Everything will help though. I'm sure Dale will not be complaining. The Huntsmen have gotten around, trying to chase maybe quick charge on those guys, get them wiped off the field, but I'd be wanting to come into the back of the enemy line. Or charge these Royal Guard. That's definitely what you want to do actually. Try and maybe destroy their general. Dale, as many sort of civilized men factions, has pretty decent morale, but you kill the general, things won't be too fun for them. Minheriath archers, when they take out their swords, they're semi-competent line infantry, but they're nothing in comparison to the Numenorians, of course. But they can put up a fight. The Numenorian Romana units I was referring to, of course. Carlin's not come off this totally unscathed. His front line is pretty messed up, and there's still these Highborns around to deal with. He needs to get around them. Oh, and the Obsidian Guard are still alive too. Those sharpshooters are going to be struggling even with their AP. Greenway Garrison spears coming around the back. Gondor just, even as wide as that Gondorian front line was, it just wasn't wide enough to deal with 2 whole armies coming at them. And now that they've sort of received a few charges and a lot of firepower, you're seeing the tables have turned. Apart from over here on the far left flank, they're really losing it. Pelasgi Marines here, competent in melee, but you know, really once they're done their javelins, they're going to start dying away quick. Royal Court of House Throndor there. Where you guys go in? That's a general. Crossbows still have ammunition, as much ammunition as they've used. Coming at the back of those militia archers, I think that's probably for the best. You just want to wipe out Gondor here. You want to take them out and have as much of your men left as possible. I'd be tempted for the Pelasgi Marines myself, just because they're probably better in melee. Oh, they interrupted that. There wasn't really a target for them, so it's fair enough. Oh, those Citadel Guard have managed to get right behind those in this rim. Good few stabs will hurt them for sure. What have we got here? Yep, it's just the elites of Erebor getting surrounded. Yeah, Cardlin just needs to do this in as efficient a manner as possible, so that he's ready to deal with what Mirkwood can throw at him. Minheriath Archer's coming up to rejoin the group. Elders of the Elven King going to be cutting through Lake Town infantry, no problem. Still have ammunition on that ballista, that surprises me. A lot of friendly fire, but you know, killing a few elves for one of your dead humans is not the end of the world. Sildren River Patrol, they're not going to last too long in melee there, but they'll do something. They'll fill in a gap, really. The Ents, of course they're locked morale, just chasing back some cav. This Dalian cav will be able to do some good damage in a charge, but no, it was the Spears of Endure there showing up. Minister Roman Guardians getting around the back of these, well, around every side of those Eldar Council. They'll probably both beat the Eldar Council, I would expect. I do enjoy them in melee. That is we can see that's the Dwarven General taken out there by the Tharbad Warhammers. Perfect unit for breaking down the heavily armoured dwarves. I'm just scared about how big these units of cav are in this later stage of the game. 74 for 63 now, and Paladin. That is the dwarves wiped out there. As the Nimlothian Honor Guard are almost totally surrounded. Scion Rim have gotten around the back. The Citadel Guard need to sort of get over here and watch the rear of this position. Now that the Halberdiers have really sort of closed the distance, we're starting to see a lot of struggling here from the guards of Osgiliath. Even the veterans of Osgiliath, oh, there's still 31 of them left. They're doing alright. Fountain Guard have been exposed to some crossbow fire. They will die very quick from that. Citadel Guard here, getting some stabs in the back, some from Gabrim. That's a good find. Definitely punish your enemy's mistakes. You know, if they start to lose micro, you need to find ways to punish that. Dragon's Wrath Warlords still standing. It's these knights that they need to take out. Those Pelasgi Marines need to keep firing even though they're getting stabbed. Because that 100 of these men firing their loosing their javelins into the back of these dragon knights would be great. Damn, Camel does look nice. Yeah, the Scion Rim are sort of getting around them now. Going to be interrupting more and more of them. And I don't know if they're going to be able to use up all their ammo. That's a shame for them. Dale is sort of being left out here. There is pockets of assistance, of course, but I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like, sometimes you do just have to have one of you fight it out as long as you can. You know, if you work too hard to try and save everybody, you'll end up losing. Again, why is he going to the Hiriak? Go for the Ents here. This is a perfect close shot. They're going to be getting grabbed by these Eldar Council there, and they're not going to be able to beat them. Spears of Endure, right behind these guys. I'd be tempted to just come in for a quick charge because you break them away right. Yeah, no, this is the fight I was kind of hoping to see, to be honest. The Royal Guard up against the Elders of the Elven King. I knew the Elders would win, of course, but I kind of wanted to just see how much of a chance the Royal Guard actually stood. They're doing some. Ooh, ouch. Oh, good charge. Oh, good charge. Punished immediately after by the Ents, but no, that was a really good charge from those Earls. Every one of them was lost afterward, but that was a worthy sacrifice, I feel, just to provide a bit of punishment for the Elves, and also give your allies a bit of a chance, lower morale of the Elves at in the closing stages of the fight. These Earls, although they've been wavering for ages, they've not routed. They've done well. I see, I'm a big fan of the Earls of Dale, both mounted and dismounted. They're just so dang beefy with their armor. Yeah, no, pushing up from here off now, I'll move it back up to normal speed. And probably zoom on out so we can sort of see what's going on with the rest of the battlefield. This is nice. Yeah, always good to just like look through the remains of a front line engagement. It does look like Cardlin has suffered so badly there, but their green capes sort of make them stick out a lot more than just the grey armor of the dwarves. Looks like Gondor has been routed almost fully. Oh no, don't think there's any more pockets of resistance. I'm not seeing any. No, it looks like Gondor is off the field. Nimlothian Orregard running off to go join. It's not a bad idea for sure. Just to fall back at this point rather than just getting surrounded uselessly. Waffles is trying to catch them, and the Cav are going to be able to catch them for sure. The only unit that the Cav don't want to be going in for there is actually maybe the Pelgrim Marine. Yeah, no, all of those units are actually pretty badass against Cavs. So you'd be throwing away your Cav if you went for that. Oh, some Minhareth archers still have ammo left. Good for these guildsmen still around, and the Tharbad warhammers. I just think there's a lot of skill on the field here, and it's not even the skill that I'm worried about really, it's the numbers. And Mirkwood doesn't have any ammunition left. Dale was very good at just winning that. I would say even though Dale has lost this fight, I feel he won the skirmish engagement. Usually if you win a skirmish engagement, it puts you in a very good position to win the rest of the fight, but you know, Gervais here did a very good job. He saw when it was time to charge, and he did it in a very brutal manner that I just don't think Dale was ready for. I don't think he had the composition to actually hold back a brutal charge like that. I don't actually know. I don't believe Dale has the Lake Town Pikes anymore. Maybe they do. I've not played Dale's very much in this new patch, but it's always good. I think I'm sure they do have the Lake Town Pikes. It's good to just have a bit of a front line in that scenario. You know, if you know the enemy is going to be ploughing themselves into you. A lot of Cav running forward. It's good to try and grab some of these elves as they're split off, but I think Gervais has done a pretty good job of gathering together. I'll be speeding it up now because it looks like Gervais is just going to be setting up on this hilltop, which I don't blame him for. When you're outnumbered like this, you've got to kind of just take the best possession. He's even got some stakes there to fight around. Do those wardens still have ammo? They do. Okay, it's only 32 men, but it's damn good ones. Elders, no doubt out of ammo. Yeah, they're out of ammo. Out of generals too, unfortunately. No, that's it. No Eldar Council javelins either. Oh no, some here. Good for Cav. And the Gondorians are going to arrive. Those Pelgrim Marines, one of them's out. They're both out, damn. Mostly out anyway, I think I saw, no. Yeah, one or two still have a javelin. In the back here. Yeah, but that's not a full unit. That's just one or two guys are going to throw a javelin. We'll see. It's if there was still javelins, if there was still some archers, I could see the Greens having a chance here. I think there's still some engaging going on. Oh, we saw this in the last battle actually, just running around in circles trying to chase people down. That's the last of these Fountain Guard, just getting it. As just in case anybody didn't watch the last one, the way that I tend to do that, just order your guys away and then come back in, and they'll beeline toward it instead of running around in circles. I'd admit a defeat from somebody. It was probably the dwarves. Yeah, Gondor is still here. Might have been Dale if he's heading off. It's always good, even if you think you're going to win, if you're leaving a game, it's always good to admit defeat. Just I suppose just in case any of your units ever come back from routing. They shouldn't, but hey. What we got over here? Wardens. They moved and they've hidden again, but I don't know what. Ooh, why are they? They're moving out by themselves. There's too much cav to do this, Gervais. Yeah, I disagree with this action. I thought he was maybe moving to like hide somewhere, but yeah, he got some cheeky kills, but no, there's just too much cav on the field for me to risk that. Eastron crossbows out of ammo, now just serving as fodder on the front line. Eastron hunters there, yeah, no, I think everybody's out of arrows now, or bolts. This is a nice section of the map, I find. It turns from grass to this to these rocks here up in the north of the map. It does look pretty good. Let's see how this formation is looking on the close-up battle map. Yeah, you are seeing it's like the main hope is of course the Mirkwood elves, but those Lothian Honor Guard and Citadel Guard could really do something, especially whoa, what's going on here, boys? Especially up against the enemy cav. I see he's wanting to try and counter the cav. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, definitely. This is great. If the Ents could just start squashing the Royal Court of House Thorondor, that's fantastic. I guess he's wanting to like silence the Waffles Archer fire too, because the enemy does still have some range units that they can use. So that was a good move, but I think they gotta get back now because they're gonna get charged. Whoa. Ouch. Ooh, okay. Surprised at that. I thought we'd see some drop from that. I think those Ents, to be honest, I'd maybe come in for a charge now. Those Ents are engaged and the enemy still have ranged units. I'd maybe be going all out. Just trying to break through a position, really. Because I definitely want to go, okay, no, the Ents are managing to escape. Pikemen, not going to do much against those Ents. Those Ents could dance around in amongst the Greenwood Garrison footmen and spears for quite some time, and they'll be alright. One of the main things that I'm going to call them the defenders, but like the blue team have going for them here is just that Cardlin's army is exhausted. If the general of Cardlin can be taken out, which is possible because he's in this unit here, and if he does a bold charge that he maybe shouldn't have, that could be curtains. Because if suddenly Cardlin's army gets routed from the field, we might see something going on then. That could be pretty great. What? Oh, no, Warden's fallen back out of ammunition properly now. They're running up. I'll speed it up for a second. Elder Council there, throwing off a volley or two. That's pretty good. They started something right into the Wardens. That's who you go for. Those Ents are going to start dropping now. Yeah. No, they had a very good run, and I think that the aim is to sort of damage that Royal Court. Just give his general less protection when he does manage to make a move. So hopefully Gondor could focus on a general kill. Greenwood Garrison footmen have arrived. They are shaken though, and they are fighting some good quality units. They're fighting them from the front though, which is how they like to fight. Guildsmen on the left flank watching that, make sure they can't get flanked around. Pelgar Marines throwing themselves in. The Tharbad Warhammers there. Not really got a unit to counter them nearby. Hiriolth will do alright to be honest though, because they rely more on their skill than they do their armour. Camel's Chosen coming in too, that's another elite unit that needs to get face down. Citadel Guard are AP. Now, I know you got to counter these units with something, but I would have maybe... no, it's fair enough to send them there. Oh, they're winning. Good stuff. I never really choose the Citadel Guard. I really should give them a go at some point. And the Nimlothian Honor Guard, who I really am having a lot of faith in right now, hoping that they don't let me down. Damn, these 9 Woodland Realm Patrol could have been very useful. Everything could be useful. Every man on the field right now is very needed for the green team. Defeat is almost certain, says the announcer, which I don't disagree with him, unfortunately. A good charge there actually on these Ents, and of course the Guildsmen would have been swinging at them with their maces. Only 1 Ent left though. Wow, that Ent. General's right there, come on Ent. No, he wants the Warlords. But no, I'd get the Ent sort of squished up amongst the infantry, because right now he's exposed to charges. 1 in his rim. I don't know, what's going on here? I think he's just trying to kill some Dragon Knights, it's fair. These units all basically surrounded in the centre here now. We're just seeing some Wardens there, 11 of those Wardens. Citadel Guard routing, Nimlothian Honor Guard struggling in their fight. Winning, actually. Winning in their fight. That must be the last Ent taken out. No, he's still standing. I'm just... oh, damn, he's down. Every time I see that, those red capes, I'm just waiting to see that general go down. Quick backstab by the Hiriek. Oh, yeah. And I think... oh no. Yep, Elders of the Elven King here. They definitely need an elite unit to counter them, or just a swarm, which is sort of happening. Yeah, they are sort of getting swarmed around. If you totally surround them, they'll just keep getting stun locked, and they won't really be able to fight too well. Oh, also a quick little charge, but the Royal Court will do a good job as well. That wasn't too quick, but it was something. 2 elite units sort of on opposite ends of this battlefield, just fighting out as they can, but now the last 2 elders ran there. And I think this Cardinal General is going to be safe, actually. And that's the last of the Nimlothian Honor Guard too. I think they're the last unit on the field for the blue team. Pelican Marines, no. They've come back. Oh, jeepers! Where did these guys come from? I guess they routed early? Interesting, okay. They need to fight together, but they'll do something. But as I say, I don't think that this is enough. That was the Gondorian general down there, so it's not going to help the Pelican Marines. Yeah, no, they just routed there. Kurioth won't mind it too much. They lost the general a while ago, and they're of course much more solid morale than general humans. And they'll hold out, but they're fighting uphill right now against some good quality men. Good quality spearmen, for that matter, but still good quality men. Only 4 Dragon Knights left, that's the last thing. Dorian's running away. And we're at 97 for, 98, 96 for 79. Pretty damn close, really. Like 3v3s can go pretty wild sometimes. No, so let's have a quick look over Gervais. This is the only thing I don't like about playing Mirkwood, just the background. Just it makes it a little bit tougher to read. But the Elders racking up a lot of kills, and they were fighting some good quality units all throughout. Like the Royal Court, not the Royal Court, sorry, the Royal Guard of Dale. They were shooting at them and also fighting them in melee, so they did exceptionally well. The Hiriek, I never really. I talk about this a lot. It's just good quality spears, not my thing. That's all. But they did well today. It's a bit Elven spears as well, because the Elven spears generally have like very high skill, and you know, that's pretty good. And Mirkwood kind of needs something to go on the front line and be like a solid force, because they don't have phalanxes. Kurioth, they're racking up a lot more kills. The Spears of Emendure did alright, like as I say, for the second cheapest unit in Mirkwood's roster. They gave a good showing in themselves, I feel, especially with their sort of less armor, just getting shot at for ages. These two here, Peng, racking up a lot of kills, and they're firing at enemy units in spread formation too. So like that's pretty damn good. The Woodland Realm Patrol as well, racking up a lot of kills, and the Elder Council, pretty good too. Definitely would have been nice to sort of save their ammunition for like enemy cav, I would have thought. But like you always want to win your current engagement, and you can always think, oh, I wish I had this, but if you hadn't used that ammunition up against the fight against Dale, then who's to say you might have not even had that unit when the enemy cav showed up. So it's fair. Then the Wardens doing not too bad at all, really. The big ol' axes are lovely in a fight. I would have expected more, to be honest, from them, but Cardlin was very careful when they advanced. They advanced with in a good phalanx formation. Ents racking up some good kills. I would have tried to keep the Ents together with the bulk of my force, but they did alright themselves, like mucking about. And the Huntsmen were just not able to be used for charging. The Huntsmen were having to constantly run around and counter enemy cav. But yeah, Paul, I was really fond of his one. Oh, sorry, I was really fond of his front line. I thought it was fantastic. Yeah, it was a cool front line to see and see it in action too, and it was so tough to break. It really took the gap from getting like really stuck right up in there, and sort of a lot of outside interference and crossbow fire to whittle it down. I think there was, but you could see like in his army there was just not many range units, just because of how much he had spent on that front line. But that's kind of what I do with Gondor. Like I don't do cav with Gondor, as I've mentioned when I went through his army. I only do like 1 or 2 units off the Gondorian cav, and I give them an armor upgrade. I don't do the Penethgillen cav. Used to, I think it's great, but I don't rely on charging. I win my Gondor fights with my infantry. The skill of my infantry was what wins it, and the armor of my infantry, of course. Bemisking. I think losing that skirmish fight was what ended it for him. I think he genuinely had something going when he had his infantry stuck in up against the Cardlin front line. Cardlin's pikes just weren't doing damage quick enough to his heavily armored boys. They just weren't. So had he followed that up immediately, now had he done that, yes, the enemy would have swarmed him with all of their cav, but I still think it would have done better than kind of just letting those men die needlessly. So that was a shame, like that was 3 units of Ironfoot warriors, and Dwarven warriors are not really something you can just be like, yeah, no, they're dead, that's fine. They're not Moradon soldiers here. But still, it was overall was good. It was good to like see him falling back. That's always a tough decision to make, but he needed to hold the center. Like we saw what happened when the center broke. So imagine if he just goofed up and just didn't get anything, and the center was just evaporated. Like that would have been over so quick. But just the fact that he was able to fall back and kind of make Cardlin come, it just bought his allies time. Bought Mirkwood and a little bit more time to just use up enemy ammunition, sort themselves out. M1 breakout there. I didn't think it could be done. I really did not think it could be done, but I believe M1 breakout won that skirmish engagement up against Mirkwood. But his army composition in order to do that was tough to play. That was two Lake Town infantry, 2 Dalian bows, 2 Bardian marksmen, the Royal Guard. It's so many archers and just not enough infantrymen on the field to hold the swarm back when it actually came. I think that had this gone for a rush, had the gang gone for a rush approach here, I think that could have gone better. Had Betbus said, boys, I'm getting absolutely ram roasted by their crossbows, I need to charge, I think if him and Gervais went for it at the same time, maybe things would have gone different, because I think at any time that Mirkwood wanted, he could have rolled forward and just wiped out Dale. Yes, he would have suffered so much to enemy cav, but he could have done it. but still fantastic that Dale was able to actually go toe to toe with him. Yeah. Waffles there. I think Waffles was kind of the powerhouse on their team for the most part. I think he was good. Like he also spent a lot of money on his range units, and that's another thing that I think would have caused him to kind of buckle under a charge or rush even. But those sharpshooters are good in melee. They're better than a lot of just standard men at arms, and they're armor piercing too. So even had the dwarves come forward for a brutal charge, that's the thing that I love about Cardlin's crossbows. It's not just that they are amazing crossbows, it's that they are competent men at arms after they've used up their ammunition. Or even if they aren't able to use up their ammunition in time, they're still good in a fight. So that was good, and he got some good charges off throughout too. It was good that he was able to send his cav to over and help Gondor when it was needed and so on. Paladin there, yeah, did the right thing with Paul's ballista. Just take the hits sometimes. Like when they've used up a fair bit of their ammo, it's if you're gonna rush an enemy artillery piece, do it as early as possible. Don't just sit there for 5 minutes and say, oh, you know, I think now that I've lost about 100 men to that artillery piece, I'm gonna charge it. No, like you need to do what you're gonna do from the start. So no, he made the right decision, even though it's very frustrating to do that sometimes. And he was willing to like go, because I wouldn't have engaged that front line, that Gondorian front line. I would have been too scared to engage that front line. So that was pretty brave of him, and it turned out okay for him actually. It turned out better than I thought it would. Anyway, so that's my second Gervais fight. This one will hopefully go out on Saturday, but we'll see how it all goes. Thank you very much.